What if the tough, no-nonsense actor who played countless villains and authority figures on screen was quietly living a completely different life that almost no one knew about? Claude Akins was one of Hollywood's most recognizable character actors for more than 4 decades. With his deep voice, solid build, and commanding presence, he specialized in tough guys, outlaws, sheriffs, and military men. Audiences saw him in classic westerns, war films, and later as the lead in the television series BJ and the Bear and the Misadventures of Sheriff Lobo. On screen, he often appeared rough, intimidating, or morally gray. Off-screen, however, the real Claude Akins kept a private world that stood in sharp contrast to the hard-edged characters that made him famous. For years, that personal side remained largely hidden from the public. While Claude built a career playing men who lived by their own rules, his private life was defined by stability and loyalty. In 1952, he married Therese Fairfield, and the couple stayed together for more than 40 years, until his death. They raised 3 children and deliberately kept their family life out of the spotlight. The twist is that the same man who frequently portrayed loners and tough outsiders on screen was, in reality, a devoted husband and father who valued a quiet, consistent home life. The contrast between his public image and his private reality was so strong that many fans never realized how different the two sides of his life truly were. There is something deeply human in that contrast. Claude spent decades being cast as the heavy or the hard-edged authority figure, yet those who knew him described a gregarious, likable man who preferred the company of family over Hollywood glamour. The emotional weight comes from recognizing how completely he separated the two worlds. While audiences watched him play characters who often lived with conflict and isolation, he was quietly building a long, steady marriage and raising children away from the chaos of the industry. That deliberate privacy suggests both strength and a desire to protect what mattered most to him. Claude continued working steadily into the later years of his career, never fully escaping the tough guy roles that typecast him. Yet even as his professional identity remained tied to those characters, his personal life stayed remarkably consistent. When he died of stomach cancer in 1994 at age 67, he left behind the same marriage and family he had maintained for over 4 decades. The final twist is that the man so often associated with rough, transient screen characters had actually lived one of the more stable and private personal lives in Hollywood. The double life was not about scandal. It was about the quiet difference between the roles he played and the man he chose to be at home. Claude Akins' real story shows a clear divide between the tough characters he played and the steady private life he protected for decades. The contrast remains striking even now. What surprised you most about the man behind the tough guy roles? Share your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe for more stories.